come up in 2021 that we're planning on are Environment and Culture in Costa Rica, which is led by 2 biology professors. Do you have to be a biology major? Absolutely not. Anybody can go on these trips, okay, except for one. That's the one at the end we're going to talk about. All right. Now, the second trip is History of Healthcare in London, England. A nursing professor takes students to London and goes into hospitals with the students, mostly nursing students, to explore the healthcare system. Okay. They also visit the Florence Nightingale Museum. Be exciting. Okay. Then we have a theater professor who is planning to take students to London, Paris, Florence, and Rome to study street performance art. Okay, very exciting. We have a French professor who will take students to Cannes, France for 4 weeks. And they'll learn, students in the morning will learn French in the school, in the language school. And in the afternoon, the professor takes them on all kinds of excursions in the area. Then we have a trip, Livestock, Agriculture, and Community Conservation in Zimbabwe. Our very first trip going to Africa, or at least in a very long time. And that is an agriculture professor who is going to take. Now, this is the trip, if I had the chance, that's the one I want to go on. It sounds absolutely amazing. And when you go to our study abroad website, atu.edu/study abroad, you will see a poster on the website for this trip. Okay, we have 2 English professors who take students to study literature in London. And this one is only for education majors, the last one. Teaching English in Austria. And I believe that we have Lexi here. Lexi, are you here? I saw her join earlier. If we could unmute Lexi, because she participated, oh, there she is. She participated in this trip, and I'd like for her to share some of her thoughts real quick. Can Lexi be unmuted, Chris?
Yeah.
There she is.
There she is.
We can't hear you, Lexi. Can you hear us? Okay, but you can't. You don't have your microphone. Okay.
I hear typing.
I don't think she's typing. I see her motioning with her hands. Well, anyhow, Lexi went on this trip. It's for 4 weeks. And ATU student teachers will teach students, elementary and middle school students in Austria. And so it's not just a, not just, I wouldn't say, but you don't look at land, you do also look at landmark, but you actually work during this time. It's almost like an internship. It's a field experience. And Lexi had the most wonderful time there, as did all of the other students who went. So maybe that's something for you also if you're an education major. All right.
I see Lexi there and look frustrated that she's not getting to talk.
I know. She had such a great time.
She's there.
Yes, I know, but she can't talk.
Oh.
We can't hear her.
It's not working?
No.
She might have to connect to audio in some way on her computer. Oh, bless her. While she's doing that, there was a question in the chat. How can someone go on these trips? So what's the best way to sign up? Is the website the best way to contact you guys?
Yes, you go to the website, and on each trip, there is the contact information for the professor who leads the trip. And students can just go ahead and send an email to the professor, say, I'm interested in going, what do I need to do? And the professors will guide the students from that point on. And they can also contact me. That's not going to be a problem at all either. And I can get them in contact with the faculty members who lead the trip.
Some more questions just came in about paying for the trips.
Mm-hmm.
Are they available for freshmen as well?
These trips are available for freshmen. Okay, the long-term trips are not. We're going to go to those next. But these definitely are. These short-term summer trips, they're available to everybody. And finances, there is a study abroad scholarship that is available for that can be applied to these trips. So students can apply for the scholarship, and the scholarship is up to $1,000. Okay, does that answer the question?
Very good.
All right, very good.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go to the next slide. Okay, then we have long-term programs. These are a semester or academic year abroad, and our students can study in Austria, Germany, in one of 6 universities in Japan, in Spain, and in many other countries. So how does study abroad long-term work? Students stay enrolled at ATU. We enrolled you in classes called holding classes, and on paper it looks like you're enrolled here at ATU, which means that you still receive your financial aid and your scholarships. Okay, so you actually, it looks like you're studying here and you pay tuition here, but you're abroad. But you do not pay tuition to the other university abroad. Okay, you only pay tuition here. What do you have to pay when you go abroad? You have to pay for your food, for your housing, and of course for the transportation and health, and health insurance and travel insurance and such. Okay, very good. Now, then we're going to move on to study abroad versus study away. What's the difference? Study abroad, we already covered. You can go on short-term faculty-led programs, or you go abroad on a long-term or semester academic year. Okay, you can study or you can also intern. In one of our universities in Germany, you can intern at a company in Germany or at numerous companies. Okay, very good. Now, study away. What is study away? All right, well, study away works very similar to long-term study abroad, except for that you get to study at a university within the United States and its territories. So you can go to the Virgin Islands, to Guam, to Puerto Rico, and also Canada. There are almost 200 universities available to you to study there, okay? Very good. We are a member of the National Student Exchange, which facilitates these exchanges in the US. And again, as I said, you stay enrolled at ATU and you pay tuition here, and everything will be transferred back from that university. You do not pay tuition at the other university. Does that sound pretty exciting? We have many options here at Tech to study abroad and study away. So now I think it would be time. Would it be time, Kristen? Are we about at the halfway point to split up, close?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the chat, we did have a question about interning in Korea. Do we have any programs that study in Korea?
At the moment, we do not. However, we have a connection. We have an affiliation with World Endeavors. And we will, when you go to our website, to atu.edu/study abroad, there are many countries, that we're connected with through World Endeavors. I would advise the students to look there and to see. I'm not sure right now whether Korea is part of that.
Sure. Also,
Okay.
Lexi is back. Welcome.
Okay.
And she says she thinks she has her mic working. If anyone
Okay.
talk,
I'm
no.
not sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yay! All right, it's working. Good, good. Very good.
She's back.
Lexi, let's go back for just a moment and why don't you tell everybody about the 4 weeks you spent in Austria to teach children.
I did. Okay, so I lived in Weiz, which was like a smaller town about an hour by public transport outside of Graz, which is like the bigger city that's closest to us. So I taught Monday through Friday. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I taught from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then Tuesdays were kind of funky because like I had an hour break in between there. Thursdays I came in late, and then Fridays I went and taught at an elementary school after I got done teaching at a middle school. So it was really cool. There's nothing like teaching students who don't speak your language at first, or like speak it but don't necessarily have like the advanced language skills that you have in the language that you're speaking. And so it really helps develop your teaching skills, because you're having to find like other ways to get what you're trying to say across. So like maybe movements or activities or everything like that. So it's really cool. They provided us with housing. I got provided with a meal stipend. So they gave me some euros whenever I got there. People who lived with a host family didn't get that just because their meals were being provided for them in a different way. And then my boss while I was there happened to be the head of the program. So I know I have like a bit of a different experience than everyone else, but it was really awesome just getting to interact with these students and getting to like learn from these students as well as getting to teach them. And I taught English, geography, and American culture and history.
All right, very good, very good. So did you get to see things in Austria outside of your teaching?
Yes, so I got to go to a culture festival, my like first full day there. Accordions, all the rage in Austria, big thing there. We got to go to a culture festival. I got to go to Graz, I got to go to Vienna. I know some of the other girls went to different locations in Austria, and then we also got to travel outside of Austria because we had 2 long weekends. So I think some of us went to Greece, some of us went to Hungary, some of us went to Italy. Like we just had free time to go and explore.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Now, I think we're ready to split into groups.
Yes, yes. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and transition to the second part of this session. And so like we mentioned earlier, we'll have 2 breakout rooms. And so if you're interested in study abroad in Europe, you'll be placed in the Europe breakout room. And then if you're interested in study abroad in Japan, we're going to place you there. So if I'll have everybody access that chat feature, if you want Europe, just go ahead and type Europe in and send it in the chat so I can begin assigning. And then similarly, if you want to go to the Japan session, then put Japan in the chat feature, and then we'll begin breaking y'all up.
Mm-hmm. NSE goes with Europe, right? The NSE program.
So for those who can't decide at this moment, I think they should go to Europe and study away session with Gabby.
All right. And if you're not in the correct breakout room, then you can always, on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can go back to the main meeting. Just come back and I'll be here and just be like, listen, you put me in the wrong room, and I'll reassign you. All right?
If you guys know where that is, but the school is about the same size of Tech. And one of the main things I did there is they had this program where you could go on hiking trips. So you could like sign up, and it would include, you pay like $60, and then it would include like all of your gear for going hiking, all of your meals, transportation, a guide. And so that was a big blessing when I was there, because I got to go with that program to different places throughout Colorado as well as Utah. I will say I like the National Student Exchange as like it's the more affordable option for me, because you know, you don't have to worry about, well, for me, I didn't fly, I drove, but even the
you were surrounded by the environment, and going to the country that speaks the language will be the fastest way, because like you said, you will be forced.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get to eat, you don't get to go to the bathroom and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Meredith, you really came to Japan.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
So I'm Meredith. I'm the Associate Director for Recruitment here at Tech. And I chose Japan because I've been to Europe, done that. And my husband actually, he did a basketball trip to China back when he was about the age I went to Europe. He's a lot older, so it was ago, but he raves about it still. So it's had my interest peaked to the whole Asian area and getting that way. So yeah.
Great. Yes, and I can assure you that Japan and Europe they are different, totally different experience. All right, so you can jump on, if you have any questions, but I basically tell you about the long-term study abroad program that Tech has. So like Ms. Haulmark explained briefly that this is for the semester long or 2 semester long program. And we talk a little bit of technical things about your scholarship and all that. Basically, you enroll in classes of tech classes. So you stay as Arkansas Tech University student, but those classes are called placeholder, so that you appear that you have full-time enrollment, and so that you maintain these scholarships and financial aid, all that. But your actual class will be in Japan. And one of the challenges that we always have, and just to remind you, and I want you to remember that we will have a lot of challenges by doing the study abroad program, but that'll make you a better person, and that'll train you, and that will give you a lot of benefit and advantage afterwards. So don't think that challenges will be something that to discourage you. It's just you just plan ahead and then follow those steps and then follow through. So Japanese universities, their academic calendar is different from the US. Their fiscal year begins in April and first semester ends in August. Then their second session starts in October, then ends in late January or February. So what that means is that you have a little gap of the semester of beginning. So you'll be enrolled in tech classes, but your courses and credit, your learning will happen a few months later. So once you finish that learning, then you bring the transcript back to the university or ATU tech. Then the registrar's office, the office to deal with those records, they will make adjustments so that you have taken a course here. By doing so, like I said earlier, then you can maintain your full-time enrollment status of Arkansas Tech University. So you can maintain all the scholarships and financial aid requirements, or maintain those scholarships. That means that the classes you take and the grades you take in Japanese universities, it has to be good enough to meet the requirement for the renewal. So that it's just going there doesn't mean that you can have party or enjoy your life all the time. You still have to study, and you still have to earn the good grades to maintain. So far, okay? Any questions about the finances and academic calendars and stuff? We have one university, Tokyo. We have one university in Nagoya, one in Kyoto, one in Osaka, and 2 in Nagasaki. Do you know where those are? Do you know where those cities are? You have kind of idea? So it's starting from the middle part. Tokyo is the capital, as you know it. Then we have this university in the west side of Japan. And a lot of Japanese universities are not like ATU that have so many different majors, more like concentrated programs and majors. So I worked with those universities to create the partnership on exchange students, so that any majors of the university have a place to go, place to choose. For example, who said it was Sierra that you are interested in hospitality, right?
Yes.
And we have Nagasaki International University, and they are built on the program of tourism. So international tourism is one of the popular and concentration of programs. So their curriculum is to help the students who want to work in hospitality industry. And of course, you have the experience of international global ideas, then it'll be your advantage, or it's necessary for tourism nowadays. For that, we have students from those universities coming to tech and study hospitality and other things. So even before you go to Japan, then you get to know those people or students while they're here. So you can have a friendship even before you go. Stephanie, what's your area of study?
Psychology.
psychology. And the Andrea?
My major is actually graphic design.
Okay. All right. So psychology and graphic design, you can choose any university. So maybe the location or how easy it is to get in. Like
Now, if you're planning on doing the NSE for your sophomore year, I recommend that you come and see me in probably late fall, early spring, okay, of next school year. So there is a March placement conference. And if you want to go, that's what it was Sarah. Sarah knew from March on where she was going to go in August and that she had a guaranteed spot. And so I'm going to place you at the March conference, and from then on, you'll be in communication with that university and to be able to plan your whole stay for the next year. Okay, and you can go either a semester or a year long with the NSE. That's up to you.
Okay, awesome.
Good, good. Very good. Any other questions, Courtney, about the NSE?
I think you answered all of them, actually.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else like Deidre, Amy, or Kate, do you have any questions? Hi, Deidre, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm
Very good.
the admissions recruiters here at Arkansas Tech.
Uh-huh.
I was just sitting in to learn more about study abroad and study away. So I've been taking notes in the back.
Oh, good.
So yes, I don't have any questions right now, but I don't know very much about study abroad and study away. So I wanted to join this session to make sure that I was taking good notes.
Good. Well, I'm so glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, or not everyone yet, but hello. I gotta unmute you. Here we go. Sorry, I think it muted all of y'all when you came back into the room, so feel free to unmute yourself if you want to ask a question or talk.
All
I
right.
do have one quick question. What is is there like a list of general requirements that you have to have before to be able to go on study abroad or do a study abroad?
Not really. You have to be at least a sophomore. Okay. Freshmen, we don't let freshmen go and explore the world yet. They have to explore the ATU first. But that's pretty much the only requirement. Now, NSE has a minimum GPA of 2.5 requirement. Study abroad does not. Okay.
Right.
So, but the main thing is to start planning early. So I recommend that you come and see me or shoot me an email and let's start communicating. And if you're planning to do this anytime in your college career, talk to your academic advisor early on so we can fit it into your 4-year plan. We do not want you to stay any longer than 4 years to get your bachelor's degree. Okay, nobody wants that. So we need to incorporate it from the very beginning to make sure we find a good time for you to go.
All right, any other questions, you guys?
So for the the 4-week things in the summer, I forgot what they're already called. There's only, is it 1 or 2 that you have to be a certain major to do? Like I know the one in Austria has to be an education major.
Austria, that's the only one. The other one was learn French. In France, you do not have to be any kind of specific major for that. You don't even need to speak French in order to do that. You'll just be put in the very lowest level to learn French.
Okay, awesome. And okay, really cool. Okay, and do we need to start if we're gonna plan on doing that next summer? Do we need to start planning that now, during the fall and spring of this year?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yes, if you plan to go in the summer, make sure that August, September, look on the website. There will be current trips that are upcoming. So contact the professors as soon as you can. You can even contact some of them this summer.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much.
No problem.
Yeah, and for longer study abroad trips, I would recommend like having a plan somewhat ahead of time, because I remember I just kind of showed up in Ms. Haulmark's office one day and I was like, you know what, I want to go back to Austria next semester. And she's like, okay, like we can do this, but this is going to be stressful. And I was like, let's do it. And so
she was a little late. That was the only reason why it was quite a little more stressful than other times. But you had already been to Austria, so it wasn't too bad. Yes, yes. All right.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all saw the link that Yasushi sent to the chat, so be sure to visit the Study Abroad website. Feel free to contact our speakers afterwards for your questions. But yeah, as y'all continue on with the rest of the sessions this week, I hope y'all are scheduled for some more. Just be sure to check your email for those itinerary links, check your spam folder. And then at the end of this week, we are going to be sending out like a closing email that's going to highlight our GoToATU app. So it's going to be a community platform. It's going to have checklists. It's going to have a community wall for you to connect with other people. So just be on the lookout for that as well. So thank you to our speakers. That was an awesome session, you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes. All right, everyone. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.